Okay, today we are playing a game on Nepal. The average SR of this game was 2,569, and we will be playing one round as Winston before changing to D.Va for the rest of the game. And our current team composition is Winston, Roadhog, Hanzo, Genji, Zenyatta, and Lucio. So we basically have a dive comp. We don't really want a Roadhog, we'd rather have a D.Va to go in with the Winston, or a Zarya to bubble the Winston as he goes in. We also don't really want a Hanzo. However, I am of the opinion that the second DPS in the dive comp doesn't really matter that much. I think the important thing is that you have a Tracer or a Genji, and yet you'd rather have the other flanker or a Pharah, but I think the important thing is just that you have one of the flankers to go in with the Winston and or D.Va, and then the other DPS doesn't matter so much. And we have Zenyatta, Lucio, which are the best supports for a dive comp as far as I'm concerned. So, let's start the game. We are on Village to begin with, which is my least favorite map in the game. However, our team is actually coming up onto the high ground with us. Isn't that absolutely incredible? So, we look out here, and we clash with the enemy team immediately. Don't use your bubble like this, because this is not going to do anything most of the time, because Winston's bubble is only 600 HP. So if you use it when you immediately clash with the other team at the beginning of the round, it's just going to get blown up by most DPS in like 1 or 2 seconds. So it's not worth using, and you're going to need it to fight the enemy team when you dive in. So don't use your bubble like this. So we didn't see the entire team come out of that doorway, because we haven't seen the other tank yet. We've seen the two hit scan DPS, Mercy and Lucio and Winston. So we know we're pretty good against all of these people, and like neutral with the other Winston, obviously. But we don't know who the other tank is yet. So we see McCree is starting to go this way. So we dive on the rest of his team. However, we don't have our bubble to protect us when we go in. So we can't, it would make it harder for McCree to flashbang us if we had our bubble. However, turns out the other tank is Roadhog. I'm not sure if this is post or pre-nerf Roadhog, by the way, just for the record. But if we also had our bubble, it would have made it a lot harder for Roadhog to do that as well. But instead, we just got hooked and killed, and now it's all falling apart after that. Genji killed McCree rather, and then that's it. And then he died to Winston's jump. Isn't that sad? I think that's the takeoff, because I think if you kill them with the landing, it's a different icon. I'm not certain, because there's jump pack kills, and then there's crush kills, which are always spooky to see on the end game screen. I've only ever seen it happen like 3 times out of like thousands of games, though. So, granted, now that Reinhardt is a bad hero, who knows? So we've got some latency happening right now, as you might notice. We're about to go up to 1,000 MS. Isn't that exciting? We have some issues with latency during the first 2 rounds, then it completely evens out after that. So, also, the sound's not on. You might have noticed. The reason for that is there's a lot of talking in this game, mostly about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, so that's why the sound's off. It would be very overpowering otherwise, so that's why there's no sound, if you're curious. So, over here, our team's with us again. We waited for our team to group up, which is good. And over here, we found only Soldier and Lucio, so we're jumping onto the Soldier. Soldier decides he's just going to put down the biotic field and fight us. Now, this is a mistake for a couple of reasons. First off, he isn't brave enough to actually come into the bubble and start shooting us, so all he's doing is like dancing in front of our bubble, looking in at us, which is kind of dumb. But he can also see our entire team is coming up behind us as well, so he's going to die if he doesn't try to run away, which he does try to do, but he's started doing it way too late, so now we're just going to kill him anyway. So now one of their DPS is dead, which is great news. We start coming after the McCree, he uses his flashbang, and then we start giving up on him. We could keep going on this McCree, because if we go back, McCree throws his flashbang, but then he has to start reloading. So McCree's going to do no damage to us off that flashbang, and now he doesn't have his flashbang to stop us anymore. We also see up in the kill feed, Roadhog just killed Roadhog. That means Roadhog's hook is on cooldown right now. So we could keep going on the McCree, and probably either kill him, or drop him very low and like bring one of his supports over, and then maybe we can kill the support, because his flashbang isn't up to protect the support either. So, we could keep going, but we start disconnecting. So it wouldn't have mattered anyway, but we could have kept going onto that McCree. And maybe kill him, maybe kill a support, who knows. We'll never know. That happened in an alternate timeline. We're dead now, as we've been informed. We received the letter, which was kindly informing us that we died. And it's a pretty inconvenient time to die. Looking at the way it went, us being alive might have been enough, but, like, don't disconnect is not exactly helpful information now, is it? So, our, like, whole team is dead right now. We shouldn't go in right now because we know most of our team is dead right now, and Roadhog was here, but he dies right as we arrive. So, all that's over here is this Hanzo. And even though we've killed both of their DPS, because we saw both their DPS die in the kill feed as well, we're in no position to fight these two tanks with their supports, so we shouldn't have come in at all. Now our team is starting to regroup. Now our team is actually mostly here. Their two DPS are still coming back right now, so we do want to go right now. Hanzo didn't get one shot. So either that means the Roadhog's bad, or this is post-nerf. I'm not 100% certain. We'll probably figure it out. So, his hook is on cooldown now, so that means we get to come in and start bullying this Mercy. Also, his hook is on cooldown, so that means Reaper just gets to kill him for free. Great. Now, Roadhog's dead. There's nothing for us to be afraid of anymore. We can just bully around these supports. Reaper's gonna help us bully out the supports. We can hear High Noon happening, and we can in fact see it, because it's happening over there. And, unfortunately, he kills both of our supports. We killed their Mercy, but their Lucio is still alive and he just dropped the beat, so this is very, very inconvenient. Generally, if, like, you lose both your supports, but they still have a support, that more often than not means you're gonna lose the fight. Not always, but it's not a good sign when you lose both your supports. Reaper has actually got his ultimate, and it almost works out. It almost works out, because we got control of the point. Reaper just ults, he's got our bubble to protect him. But now he's using Tac Visor. And he kills us. Reaper's not long for the world. He's trying. God bless. But Roadhog's also ulting, we can see. So, it's very unfortunate that both of our supports died. They even had both their ultimates. So there's no way we lost that if they didn't die. So, this is tragic news. So, excuse me. We now have 4 ultimates, which is great news, but 2 people have got mad staggered deaths because they just died. They went in when we were dead or, like, prolonging their deaths. It could be, I don't know exactly what was happening with them, but they've died at a super inconvenient time because they have 2 ultimates. We have 4 ultimates collectively right now, but they just died and they're at 90%, 93%. So we don't have time to wait for them either. So, we're just gonna have to go in. Now, we could wait a little bit longer to go in by like a second or two. You know, you do want to go in as late as possible. But we're fucked. We're fucked. Lucio also could have dropped his beat to help us get in, because we're gonna have to go in right there, but he didn't do that. But we lost 2 people. Couldn't wait for them. Like, we had 4 ultimates, and they just used, like, 4 ultimates during that fight. So there's no reason we should have lost that fight if we got to have the fight, but 2 people died at super inconvenient times. And that's why you don't want to have a staggered death. Because if you've got 4 ultimates and they've got like 1 ultimate, there should be no reason you lose the fight. But, so we're playing D.Va now. I think D.Va's better against their team comp because we can bully around the Winston and we can bully around the Roadhog as well. And we still bully around both hitscan DPS, so that's all good as well. We also, now instead of a Genji, have a Pharah. I would rather have a Genji and a Pharah than a Hanzo and a Pharah. But we can't control our team. So, we see that their team is mostly the same. We got hooked right there, but Hook 2.0 saved us. They also have a Pharah, which means that D.Va's even better right now. The Sonic Arrow is actually putting in a lot of work right now, giving us a lot of information. So, this is a very subtle thing, but Roadhog was looking this way when the Sonic Arrow faded. So we can see that nobody on our team is actually over here right now. So that might mean Roadhog is coming behind us. So that's something to bear in mind. It's a very subtle thing, but like, the way he was facing kind of implies he might be trying to go up behind us right now. Also, just like as a general thing, the way we came out of the door, we come out the left-hand side of the doorway at the start. We don't really want to come out the left-hand side because we have a very long-range team. We have Hanzo, Pharah, and Roadhog is like both. So we have a more long-range team than a close-range team. We're close-range, but the rest of our team isn't. So we'd rather come out this way. Because if you've got a short-range team, yeah, you want to come out the left-hand side, because then you can try and fight in this area, or try and get up behind them, if they came out this way. But if you've got a long-range team, you want to come out this way and just try to get control of this area. Because if you've got a long-range team, then you can just threaten the entire area if you get control of it. So we'd rather come out the right-hand side than the left-hand side. So, yes. We're now a little bit behind where we just were, but, you know. So, the Roadhog's still going that way. Now, Winston's just come onto the point by himself, and no one on his team seems to be following him right now. Also, we are somewhat thinking at this point, Roadhog's coming up behind us. Just dive on this Winston. Even if his entire team suddenly clown cars out from the behind this and gets on us, they probably don't kill us anyway, because one of their DPS is Farah. And if Roadhog comes out, you can just hop away from him while Defense Matrixing him, and you wouldn't lose your mech, basically. Just like jump on that guy as soon as he comes onto the point by himself. Now here's Farah by herself on the point. So, kill feed, we just see that Roadhog has just killed Hanzo. We have not seen him on this side, his side of the map at all. Roadhog's definitely behind us at this point, which is important information because we don't want Roadhog behind us, so, like, granted, this is a lot of information to take in during the middle of a fight, because I have the benefit of watching this while not playing the game. So, I'm more clued into this than somebody actually playing the game, but we can infer from the information we've gotten that Roadhog is probably behind us. So we do want to go and deal with that if possible. So Winston's fighting us right now. He uses Bubble, which was very inconvenient. Now we're just switching over to Mercy because she's over here. Our Roadhog has just killed McCree, which is great news, but their Roadhog has just killed our Farah. And we can see that it happened here as well. So Roadhog's definitely, like, here. And we do want to, like, go and deal with that, if at all possible, but we are also fighting on the point right now. Also, because that's happening, you can take it the other way, because he's over there, that means we've got free reign to try and kill their supports, because it's only a Winston over here with them. This ends up not mattering, because our Roadhog kills their Roadhog, but all the clues are telling us he was behind us. We do want to just, like, come back and stop that happening, just, like, collapse on him, because he's trying to flank us, and he's not a flanker. Especially if this is post-nerf, because then he's just so much easier to kill. But most of their team is dead right now, so they're pretty fucked. We've lost both of our supports, but all they had was like 2 supports and a Winston, so we get to have the point now. Great. And we have most of self-destruct built up as well. Which, I mean, self-destruct's a pretty bad ultimate overall, so we're not actively thinking about it, but it's nice to have it as the 600 HP heal, you know. So, Sonic Arrow actually putting in a lot of work again, telling us what's going on over here. So they're coming around here. We don't, like, if they're not coming through that doorway, like, there was a little bit of a standoff, but they weren't really coming through at us. We'd rather just be over here. Because if we're not fighting over there, there's no point in us being over there. We might as well be over here, like, having our presence on the point, where it's more important we are, since we're a tank. So, we just saw their Roadhog get hooked away, so he's dead again, which is great news, and they've just lost their Mercy. So, we should win this fight, and we're also just fighting this Winston. Like, we should have killed that Winston, really, but, like, you know, aim better is also not helpful advice. Farah just decides she doesn't want to live anymore, so that's great. Her death's also pretty staggered. Winston was never gonna kill us, because we were full HP and he was fighting us by himself, so everything's great. They lost 2 people as they came in the doorway. So, they're starting to recollect over there. Winston's over there. Winston's trying to fight our Roadhog, which was not really working out for him. I would rather you fly at this guy, because Defense Matrix has a very weird hitbox. If you see Tac Visor or McCree using High Noon, I prefer that you just fly at that person so you can try and get as much coverage on him as possible. Because there's a lot of ways to, like, snake shots past Defense Matrix. So I would rather you just get, like, in his face. Roadhog's also still over there. Roadhog's fucked. Roadhog just got revived. We should, like, go over there, because what are we doing right now, really? Like, over on the point? Not very much, because nobody's trying to get on the point right now. All the fighting is actually happening over here. Because both teams are still pretty long range, so this is a more important area to maintain control of, because we can threaten the whole area. So, we should just be, like, over there, fighting with them, really, rather than standing over here at the point, like, chipping at them, not really doing very much. So we decide we're gonna lob our ultimate in over there. I don't think you needed to use it, because, I mean, obviously you didn't, because Farah just killed people with barrage. Even disregarding that information, I don't think you needed to use your ultimate, because I think you probably won that fight without it. But, so, we just heard barrage happening back here, which is why we suddenly switched back around to come back over here. This is Winston, that's annoying, but we've still got both of our supports alive, and he just got booped off the edge, so, no fear. No fear at all. Roadhog hooked us, tried to dump us in the pit, but our shift was off cooldown, so we don't have to worry about it. He's now using Whole Hog, he's now very, very fucking sad. He did manage to break our mech with the very end part of it, and now we're kinda fucked. So, it was going well up until it all fell apart, cause a lot of them died like at once, so they managed to just reinforce, and Farah killed people with barrage, which is like kind of our fault, but we were also dealing with the Winston, so, you know, we wanted to deal with both things. We were dealing with Winston, which we should have been dealing with, and then Farah started using barrage where we couldn't easily get to her, and that killed some people, so, and then it was just like us and 2 supports, so it was going to be hard when they started reinforcing. You could just, like, give it up, like, because we knew from when they died relative to us, their team was going to reinforce quicker. So, we're probably not going to be able to fight off, like, once Roadhog and them get back, we're not going to be able to win the fight anymore, because we're just D.Va with 2 supports. So we could start giving it up at that point, just, like, falling back to wait for our team to regroup. But, also think most people would have just kept fighting over the point anyway, seeing as it was just, like, the Winston for a while. But, anyway. We're fighting now. We waited for our team's gotten back together. We just lost our Mercy, which is the worst person to lose right at the start of a fight. Now we only have Lucio here to heal us, which is not exactly great. We're starting to disconnect also. And our ping is gonna reach Our ping is gonna reach some pretty high levels in a minute. Cause boy does this scale up quickly. So we're at 1,000 now. It's still going up. We're at 2,000. It's still going up. It stopped now. It's holding at 219. Lots of shit's happening over here. Yeah, you know, like, maybe we're hitting people. Maybe we're dead. We don't know. Apparently we're capturing the point, allegedly, and we disconnected. So we're having some issues right now, obviously. Stop downloading porn. If it's not you, bang on the wall and tell them to stop downloading porn. We're back in now. Our ping is still going to be very high. Oh, no, no. No, okay. No, our ping, I'm sure our ping goes up more than that. I remember it getting up to like 5k, so it happens again. So, we're coming back around. All this is happening. Our team's managed to get control of the point in spite of us not being here anymore. We got back in time, just in time to stop a bit of his ultimate, but we're pretty fucked, right? We're pretty fucked. Starting to disconnect again. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I can see the ping going up now. Like, yeah, we're fucked. Don't disconnect. Obviously, right? Here we go. Here we go. Alright, so we're coming up. We got 1,000 right now. That's happening. He's doing the jiggle. Still going up. All sound has stopped completely. 2,000. Yeah, here we go. 3,000. 4,000. 5,000. 6,000. And now it's going back down. We capped out at just below 6,400 MS. Isn't that incredible? I've had some pretty terrible ping, but I don't think I've ever seen the number reach that high. So we lost that round. Obviously, we didn't want to disconnect. And there's a few things we could have done better, but we got pretty fucked by the disconnect. Obviously. Don't disconnect. Just stop. Bang on the wall and tell them to stop downloading the porn. Unless it's you downloading the porn, then just stop downloading it. Got a little bit of latency happening right here, as you may have noticed, but this one doesn't really hang around. The people we're talking to in Discord sound very interesting right now. Still happening, still happening. This does resolve itself, trust me, I swear to you. This does resolve itself. We go 5 rounds, so obviously it resolves itself. We're not even anywhere near where we thought we were. It stops, trust me. Okay, here we go. Oh, no. No, here we go. Alright, we're getting there now. The conversation about PUBG has started, by the way. So, it's just Winston and Mercy right here. We aren't gonna kill the Winston, because he's being healed by the Mercy, so we should just, like, go past him and start hitting the Mercy. Simultaneously, though, we wanted to try and contest the point, but they've already got control of the point anyway, so we might as well just go past and start trying to kill the Mercy, because we're not gonna kill the Winston being healed by the Mercy. So, Winston's dead now. I still don't know if this is post or pre-nerf. That didn't seem like enough damage to be pre-nerf. So we've killed most of them right now. So things are going well. We can just, like, go over there and start fighting the people that are left over here. Like, we don't need to be hanging around on the point, because there's only, like, 1 or 2 people over here, so we could have just come over and started hitting them, since what are they gonna do? So, anyway, now we've got control of the point. Our latency has stopped, which is all good news. We're just doing some damage right now. You know, we're getting a little bit of ult charge. Not much is happening. So they're all coming around that way. From a very decisive movement, actually. I'm impressed at how they were all just, like, going around there together. So Winston has jumped in a bit ahead of his team. That's happening. We just barely blocked it, which is great news. I didn't even hear it happen. Mercy's here, on the point, low HP. She's fucking dead. Great, awesome. McCree's also dead now. So we've won this fight. We didn't need to do this. Don't do that. I mean, it ends up being worse because then he uses tac visor right after we get out of the mech. Don't use it like that. Honestly, like, just unless you're gonna, like, use it to zone people off, because, like Genji's using Dragon Blade, Soldier's using tac visor. Unless you're gonna ult to, like, zone those people off, or you're gonna combo it with somebody else's ultimate, just save it for, like, the 600 HP heal, basically, because, like, using your ultimate like that just never kills anybody, and it doesn't do anything, and it ended up leading to us dying. Like, just don't use your ult like that. It's not worth, like, trying to kill people with it. Miraculously, right, we've maintained control of the point. Isn't that absolutely incredible, considering, like, 3 people died to tac visor? So this is great news. We could have just, like, shifted up onto that guy, also, because they're mostly dead right now. Nobody's over here, so we could have just shifted up onto the guy as he was running away to try and get him. And then, like, if somebody came around the corner, we could just get away from them anyway. So, like, you know, just, like, if you see somebody by themselves, just go on that person. You're playing D.Va, you're hard to kill, honestly, like... Well, okay, you're not hard to kill, but if it's only 1 or 2 people, you're pretty hard to kill. Unless one of them is Reaper, but if you've got defense... There's a lot of conditional modifiers I've started to attach to this. If there's only 1 or 2 people there, just go on them and start bullying them. Because they're not gonna kill you quickly. You'll probably get away. So Soldier's over here, he's put his biotic field down, so we're not gonna kill him. Like... Honestly, like, once Soldier puts his biotic field down, like, he's put it in a really inconvenient location because it's halfway down the staircase. You're not gonna kill him. He's gonna have to leave the biotic field if he actually wants to get anything done. As soon as you see a Soldier put down the biotic field, just leave. Just, like, go and start doing something else. Unless you're blocking tac visor, obviously. But if you're not doing that and he puts the biotic field down, just go start doing something else for a little while because, like, this amounts to nothing. He's gonna do nothing, you're also gonna do nothing, because, like, he's not gonna kill you, you're not gonna kill him. Just go do something else. When he leaves the biotic field, or the biotic field's gone, then you can come back to him. Just like doing this, there's no point. There's something better you can be doing with your time than fighting the dude in the biotic field. So, like blocking this ultimate, which we didn't know was happening. He's dead now, so it doesn't matter. Here's Winston again. That was kind of weird how, like, the bubble was right over our eyes, as I was like, what particle effect am I seeing for a second? So, their Roadhog just kind of, like, came in, whole hogging. We didn't block it, but that makes him really easy to kill, because he's, like, just paints a giant target on his head, and Hanzo killed him. Even he can't miss a giant target on the Roadhog's head. And then I'm getting very distracted by all the noises that I can hear in my ear. So we're gonna turn off the sound over here as well, and we're just gonna watch. Because I've just heard like 8 people talking in my ear, and it's getting very hard to like talk. So, that round went miraculously pretty well, right? Like, we got wiped by TacVisor at one point, and we still kept the point. So great, awesome. We didn't really do that much, but at the same time, I don't feel like we had to either. Like, the enemy team also never really did very much. We could have been bullying around some people when we weren't, but we didn't really have to do very much. Don't use your ultimate like that. That was like the big thing. The big thing is don't ult like that. So, we've met the enemy team head on, right, again. We're not playing Winston this time. Things are the same, but they're also a little bit different. So there, Winston, jumping into us right now. He didn't die for it because our Roadhog missed, and now our Roadhog is dead. So we've killed their soldier, but we've lost one of our tanks, so that's pretty bad. They are now starting to split up more. We don't want to be looking at the Farah right there, because there's, like, bigger things on our list right now. The Farah is, like, really far away. Farah is far away, but we want to be trying to figure out how to get to these supports, because they're starting to be by themselves at this point, right? Because, like, Roadhog and Farah are over here, so their supports are starting to end up kinda by themselves. So I'm not looking over here, I'm looking over here. Like, can I get to these supports without getting killed by Roadhog, basically? If he misses his hook, yes, definitely. But now we're just, like, in their whole team, because we floated at the Farah, who is pretty close to the Roadhog, so we just end up getting killed by her and Roadhog. Don't do that. The Farah, she's not your concern at that moment in time, because she's too far away from you, and she's too close to people that can kill you, right? Just like, and like, we lost some of our team as well, so like, you can just back out in that situation and start to wait for your team to regroup, because things are starting to not go that well, especially since they were getting control of the high ground from their picks. So you can either just back out and wait for your team. If you don't want to do that, just by like looking at the supports instead, because they were starting to drift off by themselves. So, we're back now. We're just coming down here onto the low ground, which I'm not super into, because like, yeah, now we're touching the point. So what, really? Because now they're just gonna come down here and kill us because we're by ourselves. Like, like, if you're gonna come down this way, your team, like, has to be with you. Our team is starting to be here now, but as we saw from the chevrons, they were all up here a minute ago. Like, be with your team, because, like, going over here doing this hasn't really accomplished anything other than losing your mech. And, like, really you should have died. Like, if your team doesn't congregate this quickly, you just immediately die, instead of dying a little bit later. Just, like, go with your team. Generically good advice, just go with your team. Don't go off by yourself like this. So, Roadhog's over there. Roadhog is gonna die. Like, there's... Oh, does he actually get away? He dies in the end. Okay, he did kill 2 people before he died. Which is something. But we're all respawning. So, it's just us, Anna, and Lucio. We can't go in right now. So all that has effectively happened is Roadhog has got a mad staggered death timer. If you're that Roadhog, just die quicker, because your whole team is dead. There's no way that, like, you kill the entire 6 people on their team. Just die quicker, because now we have to wait longer for Roadhog to get here. So, we wanted to go up there this time, but our team has now decided they want to go over this way. So we have to come over this way. We weren't here close enough to actually block the Roadhog shot, but it looks like he didn't take any damage anyway, so whatever. This must be post-nerf, right? Like, I'm looking at these Roadhogs going around doing stuff, and I just don't feel like their presence is big enough for this to be pre-nerf. So, Soldier's using TacVisor right now. We were blocking that. He's dead now. Hanzo threw his skill at his feet. Killed him. Great. Roadhog's currently being nano-boosted while using Whole Hog, which really sucks for the enemy team. They're all dead now. We blocked TacVisor, then he died, we did what we had to do, then Our team went over here. They used ultimates, got control of the point. Everything's good. We've got self-destruct built up now, which is great news. Lucio and Farah have got pretty staggered deaths. Even better. Lucio in particular. So, they're collecting over there. 2 of their team are dead right now. So, our team isn't close enough to just, like, collapse on them because if our team was, like, if we saw some people, like, here, or some of our team were starting to move up onto the high ground, we would just want to collapse on them immediately because 2 of their team were dead. That means at most 4 people were over there, but we've got 6 people. But our team wasn't close enough to actually do that, which is unfortunate. However, our McCree had managed to find the one location that would get him just fucked. Like, he's up here. God only knows what he was doing up here. So maybe he was reinforcing. So he comes up here. Fair enough, wants to go to high ground. Looks out the doorway. Sees, tanks coming at him. And, Roadhog managed to, walk up on him. I don't know what McCree was up to. And if he wasn't reinforcing, it's even worse, because that means he had to opt into it, basically. So that sucks. However, they just lost their mercy. Some of them are also still reinforcing. So their death timers are starting to get really fucked at this point, because 2 of them are still coming back. Oh no, Lucio's there, so he's back. Mercy just died, so now it's only 5 of them. It's only 5 of us as well, but they're missing their main healer right now, which is worse for them, because we were only missing 1 of our DPS. So Winston is coming in right now. He's got Farah with him. The rest of this team is kind of lagging behind. This is where I would just ult, I think, because at this point, you would either... Winston probably gets hit by it, honestly. I find people... When Winston's using Primal Rage, the person just disregards all sense of safety and just, keeps fighting. So... I feel like you might kill the Winston just because I expect a Winston using Primal Rage to kind of be bad and not respect the ultimate. But also they're just starting to come in at this point and they're using ultimates to come in. So okay, as soon as I see that, I think I just ult. Well, maybe you get hit once so that your mech doesn't get blasted out the doorway behind you if you get bumped well. But I ult now because this is when they're starting to come in. So this is where you ult to, try and kill their momentum, basically, because they're coming in with ultimates. So you could just basically trade your ultimate for theirs, because when you start using self-destruct, they have to make the decision, do I keep going in? And the answer is, probably no, because I'll die, because it does 1,000 damage. We use it right there. It's all happened by that point. It's too late at that point, because most of our team's already dead. They've already used all of their ultimates, so we didn't do anything except use our ult. They just all went outside, came back in again. If you're gonna, I would just use it at the start to stop that momentum. Because that's, the best use for D.Va's ultimate, basically, is either, that or the 600 HP heal, because, there's not many things you can combo it with, really, either. Just, kill momentum, basically. So, things are not looking good. Hanzo just ulted. Someone managed to get to the point, and Hanzo managed to kill 2 people with tac visor. Whoa, wouldn't that be spooky? He killed 2 people with the dragon, and we managed to get here in time as well, so that's great. Awesome. So, it looks like somebody's over in that room right now. No, I guess not, unless they got away. Because it kind of looked like they were all coming in this room after somebody, but I guess not, because I feel like he would have definitely died if they were. So, Soldier just got picked off at the most inconvenient time he could have possibly chosen, because they're all starting to get back at this point, and then he got picked off. So now it's full 10 seconds and him getting back that they're down 5 people, and they don't have much time left. Now, Far has died at an even worse time, because now Soldier's going to be getting back, but there's only 10% left. So they're going to have to start coming in 5v6, and then Soldier comes in ahead of his team and just gets his head shot off. So, their 2 DPS have basically just given us this round. So, great news for us, basically, there. Lucio almost died. So, we're hanging around this side, kind of after the Lucio. I get it, we want to kill Lucio. We actually just saw Mercy for a second there, so we could have been trying to kill her around the corner. But, I don't want us to be, like, over on this side of the area anymore, because we saw, like, Roadhog going around this side, basically. So we want to be and Winston. So we want to be over there to, like, meet their team head on, because we're our team's main tank, don't forget. And we also want to make Roadhog's life as difficult as possible, because we're playing D.Va. So I don't want us over here just, like, worrying about Lucio, which was, like, the main reason we were over here. I don't think we actually saw Mercy. Like, I don't want us over here. I want us over there, fighting their tank line, because that's what we should be doing instead. Because this, like, just let McCree or something deal with this. McCree's dead, so, like, obviously that's not going to happen. But, like, it's hard to kill Lucio as D.Va, especially when he's got sound barrier. Just come fight these people instead. So, Roadhog's currently purple and low HP, by the way, so we should be killing him. Because, look, see, he's purple right now. He's purple and low HP. Mercy's dead. Like, yeah, I know Lucio and all that still, but, like, go kill that guy. That guy's like, this guy's gonna do nothing. This guy's gonna sit here and be annoying. Roadhog might kill people. So we want to go and focus him instead, and then we can come back and start dealing with the, Lucio after that. So, here's Soldier. He's using Tac Visor. That's what we're blocking. I didn't know what we were looking for a second, but we were looking for him, it turns out. Because I don't want to listen about PlayerUnknown's Battleground. Like, yeah, it's a good game and all, but, like, we're playing Overwatch right now, you know? So, everything just barely worked out. Thank goodness their Soldier and Pharah were bad, because Soldier had Tac Visor as well, it turns out. Imagine if he was there when they started coming through the doorway, and also if Pharah was there. God, that would have been terrible, wouldn't it? Thank goodness. The moral of that story is, don't have a super staggered death, especially when you're about to lose the round. So, we're on the final round now. We're back on Shrine, which is I don't like Shrine either. Basically, I like Sanctum. I have a great fondness for Nepal because it was the first map I ever played in Overwatch, so I have a fondness for Nepal. But I hate Village and Shrine. I only like Sanctum, basically. And that's because I don't know how to play many DPS. I can only play Soldier and McCree, kind of. I can play Reaper, who doesn't really want to be on Sanctum. It's funny, isn't it? I don't like Shrine, so we see some interesting things happening right here. So let's see. If this is post-nerf, this guy's fucking up, because he's hooking Reaper. So let's see what happens. Oh, he looked fairly healthy after that still. I'm still trying to decipher if this is actually pre or post. I feel like this must be post-nerf. Because that guy just didn't do any damage to Ana, because, you know, it feels bad for him and all. I don't know. I still don't know. So that was very awkward right there. So both their hooks are down right now. Roadhog has to stay back for a while, because he's purple as well, so he's not going to heal up anytime soon. We're saving our Roadhog's life. Up. A lot of stuff happened right there. I'm still trying to figure it out. No, he looked like he took no damage. This must be post-nerf. Because he still got a shot. So, a lot of stuff happening there. We were blocking the Reaper. That's good. That's what we want to be doing. Our defense matrix currently down. Reaper is now dead. We don't have to worry about Reaper anymore. Now we could be worrying more about the Pharah. There's no way. Okay, he did no damage. Okay, his death's gotta be post-nerf. I'm like 80% certain at this point. So, they're mostly dead. We've been hooked again, but he died. Damn, that was really awkward timing, wasn't it? Let's watch that one again. Look how smooth that was. Oh, I didn't know what happened for a second. He died right as we're getting hooked. Right through his dead body. That was so smooth. I liked watching that. It was really satisfying. So, we got control of the point. Great, awesome. And we did that about as well as we could, because we made Reaper and Roadhog's lives pretty difficult. Roadhog hooked us like 4 times, but he was never going to kill us, so we didn't worry about it. And we made Reaper's life incredibly difficult, which is a very important thing when you're playing D.Va. Especially now that Reaper is in the game again. It's very important we make his life very difficult. So, Winston coming in right now, mostly by himself. We now see they have a D.Va as well, which makes things more complicated for us. However, their Winston, he's basically just trying to kill himself, so that's great. Headshot Scatter Arrow killed them. The break-off can't headshot. It used to be able to. Can you believe it? Scatter Skill. at one point in time, the shrapnel could headshot you. Isn't that a terrifying thought? Doesn't do that anymore. So that means he just beamed Farah in the skull with the initial shot. Damn, if only we saw, because I love that. I love just watching the scatter arrow come off of somebody's head. Anyway, I'm getting very sidetracked. So, we are using our ultimate again in a way that I don't really want us to, but God. Oh my God. Did that feel so, don't you just feel so sorry for that guy? Holy shit, let's watch that one again in slow motion. I don't think I've ever felt sadder for Lucio in my entire life. Oh no! Oh God. It just... Imagine being that guy. Oh. So we killed both their supports with self-destruct. Oh, and we broke her mech as well, which is great. I just still don't like using D.Va's ultimate in that way, because more often than not, it does nothing. Like, that feels really good, because especially since Lucio had the saddest death any man has ever had. But, more often than not, ulting like that just kind of does nothing. And you're also dropping low, so I would have just waited really to, like, use it for the 600 HP heal. I have no respect for self-destruct as an ultimate. Almost said I have no self-respect for a second there, you might have noticed, so that's also true, but I have no respect. I have no respect for self-destruct, and I have no respect for Deadeye, because they don't kill anyone, you just use them for zoning, basically. The best use for High Noon, like, they just buffed it, so now it's kind of, like, debatable, but, like, the best use for High Noon for a really long time, I swear to God, was to use it as an animation cancel to reload. Because if you start using Deadeye, it reloads your gun. So you could do something like fan, roll, fan, alt, cancel, fan. And that was, like, honestly the best use of his ultimate for a little while. You could debate now, since they buffed it and it closes in quicker, but I have no respect for these ultimates. I'm just like, yeah, like, use them if they're coming in, basically, and that's kind of it. So, also, if we didn't get to use it, now would be a sick time to have it. If we just didn't use it at all, because we might have not even needed it. We might have not needed it at all, because we might not have actually, like, had our mech break. Feels bad right there for those guys. Oh, it broke D.Va's mech as well. Oh, fuck. Good job, Tracer. So Tracer just made sure we didn't lose that point right there. And now we get to get back in time. Now, also, they're gonna have to start coming in with only 3 people, because we're about to win the round. Lucio's just dropped the beat, and we've gotten booped over here. I don't know if Soldier was using Tac Visor or not. Reaper is currently in our face. If he did, he didn't do fucking anything with it. We start coming over here, we should just be fighting the Reaper. Like, we're the best person on our team to be fighting Reaper, and we just start leaving him behind. Like, we just got healed, Anna's healing us right now. We're just generally better at fighting Reaper than anyone else on our team. We should be sticking on this guy instead. Because instead we just sort of, like, give up on him, and it's probably like, oh, Reaper counters tanks kind of thing. I mean, yeah, but, like, D.Va's still really good at fighting Reaper, so we should never have left him, honestly. Things are getting a little awkward now, because we just lost our Anna. D.Va's using her ultimate over there. So, even though they had to come in with 3 people, they either managed to get here just in time that the fight is actually close. And there's a lot of things happening right now. Now they've just lost Reaper and Winston, which is really bad for them. Lucio was trying to kill himself right there, but he managed to not die, so that's great. We've managed to build up self-destruct. We can be here for a very long time. I'm okay with you using it like that this time, because you dropped down to 43 HP. Your mech was gonna break regardless, so I'm fine with that. Soldier is now using Tac Visor. Boostio! No fun. No fun. Zero fucking fun allowed for Soldier. Get that shit out of here. We don't want any part. Winston's gotten back now. Reaper's also back. We've just seen Reaper's killed Anna. Did we see Reaper come back, though? There goes Reaper. On the right-hand side. We should have been following that guy. Yeah, we want to, like, yeah, Winston's annoying and all that. Reaper is, like, your thing to deal with, though. So as soon as we saw him, we should have followed after him instead. Because he's our area. So, a lot of shit is still happening right now, you might have noticed. You are clicking that gun, aren't you? You're clicking. There's no way. That's firing too slowly. You can hold the button down and it fires mad fast with D.Va's pistol. I remember I learned that at one point and it changed my entire life. Back when I was worse than I currently am. I was like, oh, you gotta click it? Oh, this just sucks so much. Now you can hold it down. It looked like it was firing way too slow for you to be holding it down. So we ended up winning the game, which is absolutely incredible based off those first 2 rounds, isn't it? Honestly, I feel like that's how half the games on King of the Hill go, though. Where one team wins 2 rounds and then loses the next 3 rounds. Because of complacency, mostly. And I feel like the only times that doesn't happen is because somebody on the losing team has mega tilted and starts picking something ridiculous. It's, you know, it's like it's the whole, damn, I wish, like, my team played as well in overtime as they do during the rest of the game. I'd never lose a game again. It's funny that, isn't it? So, we ended up winning. The biggest things that stand out were, like, on D.Va. We didn't do much as Winston. On D.Va. You can, like, go on people more aggressively. There are people that are, like, by themselves, or mostly by themselves, that you can just go on because you're kinda hard to kill as D.Va. Especially now that Roadhog is, like, not really in the game anymore. Because he was one of the best people in the game at killing D.Va. Because he just got to, like, chunk half her HP off for free right at the start. Now that he's, like, not here anymore, D.Va's become much harder to kill. Because Reaper, as well, still doesn't really beat D.Va. Like, it's more neutral than anything at this point. Because, like, you might not kill the Reaper, but the Reaper won't kill you, either. So, like, D.Va has actually gotten a lot harder to kill. Like, D.Va actually benefits from Roadhog getting nerfed quite a bit. So, like, if you see somebody, like, by themselves, or it's only, like, 1 or 2 people, you just, like, go on that person, basically. The other thing is, like, this is mostly based off the last round, because it was the only round Reaper was in. But, like, Reaper's your thing. You gotta, like, focus that dude, because he's, like, going around, like, when we don't go with him, he just kills one of our supports. We could have totally stopped that from happening by going after him. And the other thing is, like, don't use your ultimate like that as D.Va, because I've never been a fan of using it offensively, because it's so very bad at killing people. Like, don't do that, basically. It's like my big thing. So, those are the major points. Thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful.